Happy Thursday morning, guys. I have something on my mind and I want to put it out there. I'm hoping that the right people will find it. This has nothing to do with Weight Watchers. So if you're one of my Weight Watcher pals, it's not about that. This is about grandparents raising grandchildren. And I'm going to try to do it without crying because I feel very strongly about this. And I'm hoping that it'll help somebody. There's a lot of things about us grandparents who are raising our grandkids that people that they don't think of, because you know what, it's not their problem and it's not their dealio to think about. It's not their business to think about. Everybody's busy with their day-to-day stuff. They got their own crap to think about. They can't be worrying about what's going on in other people's lives. But for Mother's Day, I want to put this out there because if it reaches or helps one single Nana, Grandma, Grammy, Mima out there, I'll never know it, but it would be so wonderful. One of the things about raising grandchildren, and again, this is for Mother's Day, well, it's for all the time, is friends. And one of the problems with having friends is that when you're raising children, you have to take them to school, right? So all the people that you're surrounded by, are younger mothers. And those mothers are anywhere from in their early 20s to early 40s. And us as grandparents, I will be 56, as I have told you 1,000,000 trillion times. But you're new here, if you're here to watch this about grandparents raising grandkids. I'm 56 years old. And therefore, most of the people that I'm around regularly are younger than me, and frankly, they don't want to hang out with me, and who can blame them? But here's the thing, they forget that, or they don't know yet, they haven't forgotten, but they don't know that on the inside, we're still young and peppy and happy like them, but it's just not their go-to. They have their friends their age, they're always nice, they're always cordial, they're always wonderful, but they're not people that we as the grandparents can call and go, hey, would you like to have coffee? Would you like to go to lunch? Because it's not their bag, and that's to be expected. And then we have the people who are our age, and they've already raised their kids. They've been there, done that, they're retired, they're having a good time, they're camping. They don't want to hang around an 8-year-old or 4-year-old or 15-year-old. I wouldn't be if I didn't have to be. I'm going to be completely candid and completely honest. I have friends, many friends who I meet and do Disneyland with. When my husband and I are by ourselves and our friends are there with their grandkids, we don't meet up with them. And it's not because we don't love our friends. We love them with all our hearts, as do our friends us. But we're at that point in our life where if we don't have to be around the kids and they're not our own kids, we just don't care to be around them. We want to be alone. We want to have our time. And it's never anything personal. And it's never anything personal with our friends who, don't want to run over and hang out with us and squabble over dinner and whether the kid's gonna eat his broccoli or not. It's just life, and it's just how life works. So it makes things a little bit harder. The other thing is, a lot of us who are raising our grandkids, it's because our kids are not around. For whatever reason, they decided motherhood wasn't for them. They were gonna move on to bigger, better things. Whatever the case may be, drug use, a new spouse, there's so many different reasons why this happens, but it happens more than anybody knows. Now, since those kids aren't around, there's really nobody around telling us, thanks, hey mom, thanks for taking over for me. I appreciate that, and you're a great lady, and you're doing a good job. Because if they were that kind of person, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place, right? I mean, so the reason I'm putting this out there is because it gets lonely to be a grandparent raising grandkids. And if you know anybody, if you have a neighbor or an auntie, or there's that grandma at your kid's school raising their grandkids, if you know somebody and you can like just acknowledge them, I don't even know, maybe ask them, hey, you want to pop in Starbucks and get a quick cup of coffee? You don't have to spend all afternoon with them, maybe just, long enough to give that person some time to talk and feel like they're part of society and they're part of the world, and that maybe somebody out there does care. Or on Mother's Day, if you just want to grab a carnation or anything, you don't have to spend any money. It's not about money. I don't want anybody to take this wrong. But if you just want to acknowledge someone, or even if you see someone, I don't know why I'm crying. I wasn't crying before when I planned this. If you pass them in the hallway at the school, or you pass them dropping off your kids in the morning, if you just say, hi, how's it going? And they want to talk to you for a couple minutes, they greatly, greatly appreciate it. And they need it. And you might not be all that interested in what they have to say, but if you could just take 5 minutes to listen to them, it would mean the world to them. And again, on Mother's Day, if you know a grandmother, grandmother, let's focus on grandmothers right now because it is Mother's Day, that's raising their grandkids. And if you could just get them a flower, or maybe if you have $5 extra and you want to get them a Starbucks card, my point is, it would mean the world to them. It would mean more to them than you have any idea. Because you know what? This is kind of a thankless job. It's life, and we have to do it. And that's how it goes, right? But if anybody for Mother's Day knows a grandmother raising a grandson or the granddaughter, and they just want to say, hey, I'm tipping my hat to you, Lydia, because you know what? It can't be easy. It's not. And just hearing that sometimes is nice. So, I don't know. I hope this reaches somebody. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, because there's a lot of things that people don't think about. The friend thing is huge. The kids don't want to hang out with us. The older people don't want to hang out with the kids. I'm not going to repeat myself. But if you know a grandmother raising a grandson, give him a hello. Give him a pat on the back. Say Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Thank you so much.